How's it going, everyone? Roman 6 Alpha here. Today we're going to go over budget options for kit, specifically the Fighting Load Carrier, or as it's more commonly known, the FLC or Flick. I specifically sought out to get this. This was issued to the United States Army and also United States Marine Corps. I specifically looked for the UCP because I knew it would be the cheapest. I looked at Sportsman's Guide and Venture Surplus. Basically what I ended up with was 4 double mag carriers for AR style mags, 2 IFAK pouches, 1 grenade pouch, 1 USMC dump pouch, 1 waist/butt pack, and 1 multi-tool carrier, plus the FLC itself. And it basically came to about $110. Now that's pretty good considering the loadout you can do with that. The thing we did was went ahead and spray painted it. Krylon olive spray paint. Basically just coated the whole thing. Initially I had thought about doing stripes, but then I decided to just go ahead and just paint the whole thing. Most of the kit I have is Ranger green anyways. This is my first time painting any USGI equipment. It went fairly well. The fabric does take kind of a couple coats unless you just do a heavy first coat. One thing I did notice is that the paint kind of soaks through and creates a sticky surface. We'll touch more on that later when I found it to be kind of an issue. Another downside to painting, obviously, is that that paint is going to wear. On the plus side, it'll help break up the pattern a little bit with some of that khaki coming through of the UCP. And another good side to it is if it does wear out, you can just touch it up with more spray paint. So it's not a huge deal. So we want to make sure we get both sides. You probably could leave the inside blank if you wanted to, but I've elected to just go ahead and spray paint all sides. Make sure you get all the angles. Sometimes you gotta stretch the pouches out a little bit and make sure you get in those nooks and crevices. Obviously, just like spray painting a rifle though, I mean, you're just painting it. It doesn't have to be perfect. The step we did was we went ahead and tried it on and got it fitted to our body. One of the pros to the FLC is it's got a lot of adjustability to it. Now you can do it 2 ways. It has the zipper in front with the top buckle, or it also has a bottom buckle that you can feed through if you just wanted to have 2 buckles and not use the zipper. A lot of the adjustment is in the back. There's a kind of a belt that goes around and you can adjust the molly for different sizes. This is good if you're going to be wearing this over your plate carrier. So if you decided to load this out for your whatever you're going to be doing, and then you decided that you needed a plate carrier for another instance, you could simply let that belt out a little and adjust your straps, and then you'd be able to throw this over that plate carrier. We went ahead and put her all together, got our pouches on. This is the first iteration. I did not have the 2 IFAKs come in yet, nor the dump pouch, so I was utilizing a Condor GP pouch that I had on my right side. It doubled as a med pouch, admin pouch. As you can see, I just ran the tourniquet on the molly as well, since I did not have a proper IFAK at the time. First thing we did was some movements with it. Went ahead and patrolled the property a little bit. It was very hot. The temperature was around 90 degrees, high humidity, so hot and muggy. Moving through lots of brush made it even muggier. I didn't notice any snagging on anything, which was nice. The FLC, once adjusted, fit snugly to my body. Being a mesh with the molly, it does let it breathe a little bit. I would still say it's going to be a little bit hotter than probably your normal bare bones chest rig. The shoulder straps kind of reminded me of the old Alice kit, where it allowed you to not necessarily have all your weight around your waist. You could adjust the shoulder straps to where you wanted them, therefore allowing some of that weight to be evenly distributed across your shoulders. I did wear this with an Alice pack and did a little bit of light rucking with it. It was comfortable. The waist pack did not interfere with the Alice pack at all at the position I had it, so that was not an issue. Then we went ahead and did some range time with it. This is where things got sticky. As I mentioned before, with the spray paint kind of soaking through on the pouches, I came to notice very quickly that the magazines were kind of sticking into the mag pouches. Running through a few times, it started to loosen up, and also these mag pouches were brand new. They had not been used at all, and they had a lot of tension on them, so the elastic band was very, very tight. Another downside to these magazine pouches, if you run PMags, these are known to not work well. I didn't stick any in there because I usually just run USGI mags, so it's not an issue for me. So then I got the IFAK pouches in, and I did iteration 2, where I used one IFAK pouch as an IFAK and the other on my right side as a admin or general purpose pouch. This worked out a lot better. I did not like that Condor GP pouch, and obviously having a GP pouch slash IFAK pouch in one's not ideal. We went ahead and did some crawling drills. Another positive to the mag pouches is that they are covered, so when doing low crawl, dragging them through the mud, you don't have to worry about them getting filled. There was some light rain going on today, so I wanted to get out and try it out in the rain, see how much water it absorbed. Obviously being USGI, it's like a nylon mix, so it really didn't hold any water. Not that it rained a whole lot, it was more muggy than anything. I did notice that the magazine pouches were starting to loosen up. I was not really focusing on shooting as much as I was trying to focus on reloading. Another downside to the magazine pouches is, of course, they are USGI M4 only, basically 30 round. You could stick 20 rounders in it and fold the Velcro flap over and it would probably work. I did notice as well that the way the Velcro flap sticks up, the first few times I was grabbing it instead of the magazine, which was causing very slow reloads. So that was an issue I was having. I really like the USMC dump pouch. It worked out really well. I'm not a big fan of dropping my magazines on the ground if I don't have to. Not because I'm worried they're going to break, I just don't want to leave them behind. So this USMC dump pouch really worked out well, and it's very heavy duty. You could tell it's seen a lot of use, but it was still in really great shape. I really like the USGI canteen slash GP pouch. It being multi-purpose is always a plus, especially when you're doing different loadouts for different things. I like the ability to carry a canteen and a canteen cup. Sometimes that isn't always necessary though with hydration bladders nowadays, but it is nice to have that option. And with those canteen pouches, they have two large pouches built onto them on the outside where you can carry water purification tablets, or you can carry your electrolyte drink mixes. Now we'll just go through a quick layout of what gear I had on me. So on the left side I had 2 mag pouches, 2 magazines in each. Got gloves on a D-ring, and the USMC dump pouch, and my IFAK. This is a USGI IFAK, and I also purchased a USGI IFAK insert. I believe it was $1. In the IFAK I have an emergency blanket, which I don't see a lot of guys carrying in their IFAKs. I'd highly recommend it. Shock will kill you. Then I've got the trauma shears in the back, tourniquet, all the good stuff. Then I had the canteen GP pouch with canteen in it, and a stainless steel canteen cup. Next we had the waist/butt pack. I really like this pack. It acts very much like the old USGI butt pack. You could basically carry 24 hours worth of gear in this thing if you needed to. But I had a camo netting, toothbrush, my BCB Fire Dragon, USGI style rain poncho with ridgeline kit and stakes for shelter making if it was necessary. I had a dry bag with about 24 hours worth of food, and then I had extra socks, underwear, and a shirt. So if you needed to, if you wanted something for quick access, you can hook it on top, say like your poncho, or I just demonstrated with the camo netting since I left it out. On the right side, I've got a suppressor pouch that's burn proof. It's more of a range tool just because I remove it when I'm done. Next to that I've got a Gerber multi-tool and a carrier. Next to that I've got a USGI grenade pouch that I stuck in an extra bandage, and a USGI compass on a tether. Next to that, we've got our general purpose or admin pouch. I didn't really have a specific mission here. I'm just testing the kit out to see how it feels, so I just loaded it down with a bunch of random stuff. Ranger bands, some snacks, boo-boo kit, face paint, stuff like that. It works well as a GP pouch. If you wanted to, you could remove this and one of the mag pouches and put a canteen GP pouch. It'd give you a little bit more room. And then obviously I had 4 more mags on that side for a total of 8 mags on this loadout. One of the great things about the FLC is the interior pockets, so if you want to keep a notepad in there, keep a map in your map case, or if you have a map that's laminated, fold up and stick inside one of the interior pockets. I even put this rangefinder in there to see if it would be comfortable, and I forgot I had it in there, so it wasn't pushing against me too bad even during the low crawl and trench crawl. As you can see, guys, this is the Flick. I think it's a good budget option, especially if you're just starting out and you need to build a kit. The price of this was $110 roughly with everything, minus the multi-tool and the multi-tool pouch. I already had that. So just to recap, some of the positives of the fighting load carrier or FLC is the price, being USGI equipment, it's all US made, very durable. Being MOLLE, it's very customizable. I didn't mention it, but it works great for the split front as well. You can air out if you're hot, or if you need to go prone for a long amount of time. You can unzip that, lay out, and then when you need to move, it's not going to bounce around a whole lot on you until you get to a place where you can go ahead and snap that snap back together or zipper back up. That's all I got, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you are interested in an FLC, one thing I recommend is just do lots of shopping. Look around. Don't buy the first one you see, because you can probably find it cheaper. Hopefully if you're looking to get one of these, this swayed you toward it. If you weren't looking to get one, maybe it even gave you some info that you didn't know and you might like. That's all I got. Roman 6 Alpha, out.